The overweight alien princess was cast off to a lowly human servant, only to find in him the first true love she had ever known. The Zorthan Empire stretched across 50 star systems, a dynasty of towering warriors with silvered scales and gleaming armor. To be Zorthan was to be perfect, at least in the eyes of their rigid nobility. Every prince and princess was trained from birth in combat, politics, and the arts of conquest. But not all children fit the mold. Princess Vela, second-born of the imperial house, was unlike her siblings. While they grew tall, sleek, and ruthless, she grew rounder, slower, and softer. The courtiers sneered behind jeweled masks, whispering that she was unfit to rule, unfit even to be seen. No blade master could shame her more than the endless, cutting remarks of her own family. Her mother, the Empress, looked at her with disappointment. She never spoke aloud. Her father ignored her entirely. And so, as the years passed, Vela withdrew, seeking solace in books, in music, in quiet gardens where no one mocked her size. She dreamed not of war, but of kindness, a thing her world considered weakness. The beginning, a cruel punishment. The day her life changed began with scandal. A dispute at court had ended with Vela speaking out, defending servants from a noble's cruelty. She had dared raise her voice against a general, demanding that those beneath them be treated with dignity. The court had erupted in laughter. A princess, overweight and timid, lecturing warriors on mercy? Unthinkable. The Empress silenced her daughter with a single glare, but the damage was done. That night, in the throne chamber, the Empress declared, "Let her learn humility. Let her be cast down, given to the lowest of creatures as a lesson. Perhaps in disgrace, she will find discipline." And so it was ordered. Princess Vela was stripped of her silks and titles, and in a cruel twist of punishment, assigned not to a noble, not to a warrior, but to a janitor. A human janitor. The middle, the janitor, and the princess. His name was Joran Vale. He was one of thousands of humans scattered through the empire, workers taken from conquered Earth, bound to the lowest labor. Joran mopped floors, repaired pipes, and scrubbed crystal halls no noble would dirty their claws upon. He lived quietly, unnoticed, a shadow among giants. When they brought Vela to him, he expected mockery or danger. Surely this alien princess, larger and heavier than any noble he had seen, would treat him with contempt. Instead, she looked at him with shame in her eyes and said softly, "I am your burden." But Joran only shrugged. "Then we'll carry it together." From that moment, a strange companionship grew. Joran, used to solitude, found himself speaking to her as he worked. He showed her how he repaired broken filters, how he coaxed the old cleaning drones to life. She listened, not out of boredom, but out of genuine interest. And when nights were long, she told him of the stars, of the secret gardens of the palace, of poems she had written but never dared share. For the first time in her life, someone listened. For the first time in his, someone saw him. The growing bond. Weeks turned into months. Vela no longer carried herself with the hunched shame of punishment. She laughed with Joran as they worked side by side, her deep voice rolling through empty corridors. She tasted foods from the human rations he smuggled her, strange, simple flavors that delighted her far more than the jeweled feasts of court. And slowly, Joran began to see her not as the overweight princess the empire mocked, but as Vela, clever, warm, resilient. When she bent to help him scrub, she teased that she was not too delicate for work. When he caught her struggling with self-doubt, he reminded her that worth was not measured in scales or size, but in heart. One night, as they sat in the maintenance bay watching stars flicker through a cracked viewport, Vela asked, Why do you not mock me, as others do? Even my own blood sneers at me." Joran looked at her, truly looked. Her scales shimmered like polished stone, her eyes glowed with violet fire, and though her body was large, it radiated a presence that was powerful in its own right. "Because," he said simply, "you're beautiful, and you're kind, and I've never met anyone like you." Her breath caught. No courtier, no suitor, no noble had ever spoken such words without cruelty hidden behind them. In that moment, something bloomed between them. Fragile, dangerous, but undeniable. The conflict discovery. But the Empire notices everything eventually. One of the Empress's spies reported what he had seen. The disgraced princess laughing with a human servant, eating with him, even touching his hand. To the court, it was scandal. To the Empress, it was humiliation. Vela was summoned. Before the throne, she was denounced as a shame to her people. "You're soft. You're fat. And now you debase yourself with a human?" the Empress thundered. "This ends tonight." The sentence was clear. Joran would be executed as an unworthy contaminant, and Vela would be locked away, unseen again. But for the first time, Vela did not bow. "No," she said, her voice steady. "You may see weakness, mother, but he has shown me strength greater than all your generals. He has given me dignity when you gave me chains. If you take him from me, then you will take your daughter as well, for I will not live in your shadow any longer." The court gasped. To defy the Empress was treason. The ending, love defies an empire. Guards moved to seize them both. Joran stepped forward, ready to die beside her. But Vela's fire could not be extinguished. She turned not to her mother, but to the watching nobles. "You whisper of honor, yet mock those who are different. You claim strength, yet cannot see the courage in kindness. If I am unfit to rule, then so be it, but I will no longer be silent while you worship cruelty." Her words, spoken from a heart, shook the hall. Among the younger nobles, among servants lurking in shadows, a murmur rose. For the first time, someone had spoken what they dared not, that perhaps the Empire's obsession with perfection was itself a weakness. The Empress, for all her rage, could not silence the spark that had been lit. To kill her daughter would risk rebellion. To kill the human would make a martyr. So she exiled them both. Banished from the palace, stripped of titles, Vela left hand in hand with Joran. And though they had nothing, no wealth, no crown, no armies, they had each other. On a distant colony, far from the Empress's shadow, they built a life together. Vela grew gardens, Joran built homes. The people loved them, not as rulers, but as equals. And in time, stories spread, not of the overweight princess mocked by her kin, but of the princess who found love in the heart of a human janitor. And for the first time, she was truly free.